Hi everybody, hope you're well. It's Nick from 360 Big Sky Media back with another video. This follows on from last week when we looked at adding custom images to hotspots. A few people came back to me and asked, is it possible to use one of these custom images as a Nadir or a Zenith patch? Yes it is. It's really simple. So what I thought I would do, we were on a shoot yesterday at a day nursery. I'll show you how I edit my images. I use Affinity Photo. The reason for that is because it allows me to edit in 360 where the other photo editing suites don't. Very simple to do. Affinity Photo, if you haven't used it, have a look at some of the YouTube links. There's some amazing stuff. I'll put a link to it on the bottom. It's normally about $50, but generally on Black Friday they normally have a half price sale. So it's worth looking at if you're thinking of using it. So what I thought I would do was upload an image into Affinity Photo and show you how I quickly edit that. Then we'll look at how we add a custom Nadir or Zenith in Theasys. If you're unsure of what a Zenith or a Nadir is, it's a hotspot or an image that goes over the tripod cap or your panoramic head cap when you shoot down using a mirrorless or a DSLR camera. Or in a 360 camera, it tends to be the tripod feet that you can see at the bottom if somebody was to look down. A lot of people just don't limit the looking down. That's fine, whichever floats your boat. I tend to actually get rid of that, so it's a nice clean look, and then I put my logo on the bottom as a clickable link for people to find out more. Let me quickly show you what one is. We've got a tool that we've done for a local artist. You'll see where the tripod would normally be, we've put a logo cap in there, which if we click takes you to our website. That's what we're talking about, and the way to do that is to clean up that Nadir. So Affinity Photo is the software of choice that I use. What we need to do is load our image into Affinity Photo. This is an image I shot straight out of PT GUI. I used a mirrorless Micro Four Thirds camera, which is what I shoot with. So if we press layer, live projection, and then equirectangular projection, we scroll down. If you've ever used content aware fill in Photoshop, this will be very similar to you. If you go down the left hand side, you'll see the little healing brush tool and an arrow. If you click on that, you'll see the in-painting brush tool. What we're going to do, hold down our left mouse button and do exactly what the link said and in-paint it. Once that's done, we let Affinity Photo do its magical stuff. What it'll do is it'll pull the data from round about various pixels in the image and it'll clone that out for you. And generally it does a very good job. If you prep your shots before you get there, it does a better job on a plain carpet than it would do on this carpet. So have a little bit of thought process on where you're putting your tripod or your monopod. When you're done, we press layer, live projection, we remove the projection, and then Affinity Photo will convert back to an equirectangular photograph that we started with. Once it's done that, you'll see that the tripod head has now gone, and all we need to do is not save, we need to export that. Well, I would actually do my color correction inside of Affinity, and when I'm done I would export it as a JPEG file and then put it into JPEG Mini. Then when you're done, you press export. Then we would go back to our Theasys VR editor and we would upload that image as normal. Last week we showed you how to upload custom hotspot images, and we mentioned PNG, JPEG and GIF. Great if you're putting a company's logo in, your own included. I saved mine as a PNG and they need to be no more than 1 megabyte in size. When you've got that uploaded, it'll live inside hotspots, custom images, and you can see we can drag that into our image and we can put it there. Then what we can do is we can rotate that and we can make it bigger. So to rotate it, we'd use our Z-axis. To make it bigger, we would use our scale button. And if we want to shrink the opacity, we can shrink the opacity down. Then what we need to do is right click on your mouse and it'll give you the option to set it as a Nadir. If you're not sure what a Zenith is when you shoot a 360 image with a drone, the drone can't see above itself, so you need to patch that space out, or if you don't, do an upward facing shot. But we would set that as the Nadir, and you can see that Theasys has set that. Let me just bring my Z-axis back, and I'm happy now. That's where I want that to be. So now we've got that set where we want it to be, we can add an action. and we can link that to a website. And we can link that in a new tab to a website, and there we go, we've added a link to Theasys. We can save that and close that. Then what we need to do is put this into every panorama. We right click again, and where it says set as Nadir for all panoramas, we click yes. Our zenith patch is in every image. Let's just check another one. There we go. And it'll point to the direction that we've set our view to be when we go into that image. And that's how we add a custom zenith and nadir in Theasys. It's really, really simple, whether you've got one image in your virtual tour, one panorama, or 101. It's the same process for everyone. Hope that was helpful. Again, please like, share, subscribe. The subscriptions are going up every week, but the view count's going higher than the subscription, so a lot of people are watching what we do but not subscribing. If you are new to Theasys or you use Theasys now, there's a lot more good stuff coming forward. If you're thinking of using Theasys, it's worth subscribing to the channel, because then you'll have a reference that you can go back to. As usual, have an amazing week. Keep smiling. See you next week. Cheers.